What's up, crypto community? It's your man, Mr. S to the O to the L to the U to the Sean, Mr. Solution. It's a pleasure to welcome you guys to today's episode, and we'll be looking at how to identify the end of a cryptocurrency trend. Of course, there's no gainsaying the fact that we are in a bull market. Market has been going on. Everything seems to be on the rise. Okay, everything seems to be going up and pumping and all that. But the question arises: how do you know when this trend is gonna end? Or intermittently we do have a series of corrections. Yeah, even though it's a bull market, sometimes we have a correction. We have corrections in between. So how do you know that these corrections are imminent? How do you know that these corrections are gonna come? So this video is packaged, or rather the reason behind this video is to guide you on how to anticipate these corrections or these downtrends, okay, or this change in the market structure. Okay, so here are the few points I've marshaled out, or here are the few points that I think that can help you to know how to identify the end of any cryptocurrency trend. Okay, firstly, we have the price approaching the higher time frame structure. For instance, you are trading on a 1 hour time frame, and of course, if you're using the 1 hour time frame as your lower time frame, what it means is that your higher time frame has to be 4 hours. Remember, I've already taught us how to combine different time frames. Okay, so if you've not seen that, go to the previous videos I did where I taught how you can combine various time frames. Okay, so if you're using 15 minutes as your lower time frame, what it means is that 1 hour has to be your higher time frame, and if you're using 1 hour as your lower time frame, what it means is that 4 hours. And if you're using 4 hours, you could use daily, or if you're using 8 hours, you could equally use daily as your higher time frames. Okay, so if you're using the lower time frame, assuming you're using 1 hour, so you now go to higher time frame, which is 4 hours, and you now discover that the price is approaching the area of value. By area of value, I mean it could be a support, it could be a resistance, whatever thing it is. Okay, you see the price approaching that area of value. Okay, so when you notice this thing, just know that the current trend is about to come to an end. Okay, so the second point to note is that the candles of the trending move get smaller. Okay, when you notice the candles of the trending move getting smaller, what do I mean by that? Let me use this and let me show us what I mean by that. Okay, you have something like this. Okay, you have this now. Okay, normally this is how, for instance, if you have an uptrend, this is how an uptrend normally moves like. Okay, this is how an uptrend moves like. Okay, but in a situation whereby you discover, looking at this basically, is you can see that the trend of the current move, the move of the current trend, okay, is actually big. You can see that this one is big, this is big, this is big. Okay, this one is small a bit. Then we have this correction, we now have another correction here, then this one continues. So generally, for an uptrend, for a market to continually be an uptrend, we should have something like this: a little correction, more move, a little correction, bigger move, a little correction, bigger move, something like this. Okay, so when you see this kind of thing, means that the trend is still continually going up. Okay, so you see the trend continually getting bigger. But in a situation whereby you see that the reverse is the case, okay, in assuming, okay, from here now we saw the trend going up, but then after this series you now start seeing something like this. You now seeing that this is the correction. Okay, you see the correction here, then the move again, you see this move, you see another correction. Okay, you see another move, you see another correction. So what it's telling us is that this correction, this move is getting smaller. Okay, when you notice this move getting smaller, what it means is that you should be anticipating a change in the uptrend. Okay, so let's go back to where we were. So the second point is that the candles of the trading move starts getting smaller. We've shown that as an example. Let me still recap. Let me still show us again here. Okay, we have something like this: the candles of the trading move getting smaller. Initially we had something like this. Okay, we had a move like this. Okay, goes up again, corrects, goes up, corrects, goes up. Then all of a sudden you now start seeing that the trading move is getting smaller. Okay, there's still a correction, it goes up again. It didn't continue with this very pace, rather there is another correction, bigger correction, it goes up again, didn't continue again, there is another correction. Okay, so that means the candles of the trading move is getting smaller. That's one of the things that will help you to know that a move is about to come, that a trend is about to come to an end. Okay, so the next point we have is candles of the retracement getting larger. Okay, we've already shown that before. You have some where you have something like this, candles of the retracement getting larger. Initially we had a move like this. Okay, we saw a correction, then it continues again, you see another correction, continue again, see another correction, and then all of a sudden the reverse started happening. Firstly, we started seeing that the move is getting smaller, and as the move of the current trend is getting smaller, then the candles of the retracement start getting larger. This is retracement, another move, another retracement, another small move, another retracement. Okay, so when you notice this thing, what it means is that the trend is about to come to an end. The trend of the current move is about to come to an end. Okay, and then the next point and the final one is that there will be a break of structure. Okay, you notice a break in structure. What do I mean by that? Let's say the market continued to, okay, initially it was going up. Okay, it was a bullish market, everything was going well, all of a sudden, okay, the move of the current trend started becoming smaller. Then we started seeing a retracement. Okay, another small move, bigger retracement, another small move, okay, bigger retracement. Then there is now a break of structure. Probably this could be the point, it could be the highest point, this could be the highest support, okay, the major support. So if you now see that the move or the move of the descending, this very move now has actually gone below this support. When it goes below this support, it means that there is now a break of structure. You now see something like a little more move, another fall, a little more. So as at this point, we had a series of higher high and higher low. You had higher high, higher low, higher high, then all up onto this very point where everything now changed. Okay, instead of having a series of higher high, we now started seeing what? Lower high and lower low. That means there is a break in structure. All through this part, all through this phase, we had higher highs and higher low, but immediately broke through this structure, we started seeing what? We started seeing lower low and lower high. Okay, so that means the structure has actually been broken. Whenever a structure breaks, you discover that there is a difference between the move of the previous candles and the move of the current candle that has broken the structure. All right, so we wouldn't end there. Let's go to some charts and pick one or two examples to buttress what we've talked about. Okay, all right, for the purpose of the practical aspect, I will be using my favorite exchange, FTS exchange. And please, if you've not registered an account with FTS, I encourage you to do that. Go to the description section of this video, you will see a link attached there. Kindly register on FTS exchange, and then if you have any question you want to ask me concerning the exchange, my WhatsApp contact is also at the description section. You can contact me on WhatsApp. You can also connect with me through any of other of my social media channels, my WhatsApp, my Twitter, even on Instagram. Okay, you can hook up with me there, ask me any question that borders on cryptocurrency trading, or you are looking for a community of traders you want to join. My group is open, my Telegram group, okay, my Telegram channel is open for you. You can come in there, ask questions, join, chat, and maybe associate with other persons. All right, so for the purpose of this, we'll be using one of these coins, Bitmass. Okay, Bitmass, that's Bitmass USDT. Okay, we'll be using this, the native token of Bitmass exchange, now called Ascendes. Okay, now called Ascendes exchange. All right, so the same thing I was talking about, you look at this is 1 hour chart. Okay, this is 1 hour chart. So what it means is that I'm using 1 hour as my lower time frame. So for me to get to my higher time frame, I would have to switch to 4 hours. But meanwhile, before then, remember one of the first points we discussed, one of the first points we noted that would help you to know that a move is about to come to an end, or that a particular structure, okay, is about to break or is about to end. That the first thing we noted is that the price approaches the higher time frame structure. Okay, price approaches the higher time frame structure. So what it means that currently we are looking at 1 hour chart. So for us to, okay, let me just do a little analysis on this. Just draw, okay, get this, okay, still get this, still get this, okay, okay, and then we have this here. That's for, okay, all right. So this is Bitmass, okay, the native token of Bitmass exchange, now called Ascenders. All right, so this is 1 hour time frame, and then I'm gonna switch to higher time frame of 4 hours. Okay, 4 hours would be my, the 4 hour time frame would be my higher time frame. Okay, so let me switch to 4 hours here. I switch to 4 hours as my higher time frame. Okay, so remember the first point we noted. The first point we noted was what? Was that the price approaches the higher time frame. Okay, you see the price getting to the higher time frame. That's the area of value. Okay, price approaches the higher time frame structure. Okay, so right now this is actually this is a resistor. At a point this was a resistance, but a time came when it kind of broke through it, and then as it broke through that resistance became what became a support. But then eventually, after going up and all that, we saw this big move, this thing that occurred there. Then there was a reverse. Okay, you see that the price actually started returning back to what coming back to the higher time frame. Okay, so the price started coming back to this higher time frame, and then what happened next was that immediately price got to it. There was no reversal. Okay, kind of broke through it, and since then price has actually been moving. But that's point number 1. Then the point number 2 we have to note is what? That the candles of the trending move starts getting smaller. Okay, candles of the trending move starts getting smaller. Okay, let's see what happened here. Okay, all through, this coin has actually been on the rise all through. Okay, it's been making a series of bigger moves and all that. Okay, let me increase this thing, let me increase it. Okay, look at this, count how many times we had a correction. See how where they started from. Okay, you see this big move, then there is this little correction here, then the big move continued, there was this little correction, big move again, little correction, and then see what happened there. Okay, this correction was kind of bigger than what we had initially, then the move continued up, and then we got to this very point. You see that this immediately got to this very point, game seems to have changed. Okay, game seems to have changed. Then we saw this rapid drop. Okay, and then the bigger move didn't continue again until this very point. Then we saw this big move, okay, that happened there. Okay, so as from this very point, now you discover that things actually started changing. Okay, things actually started changing. The move wasn't as big as it was before. We are now having more of corrections. We would have some longer days of correction than would have higher days of the trend continuing. Okay, look at what happened there. Now we had this move, and then up onto this very point we still saw a series of corrections. Okay, and then until it got to this very point. Okay, so that's the point number 2. And then the point number 3 is that candles of the trading, okay, candles of the retracement starts getting larger. Okay, this is the candle of the retracement. You see, immediately it approached this area, this very area. Now you know you can't even, if this thing is well drawn, okay, if this trend line is well drawn, immediately price kind of went below this. That should kind of tell you that something is about to happen, and that was actually exactly what happened. We now saw that the candles of the retracement started getting bigger. Candles of retracement started getting bigger. You see, look at the retracement. Unlike what we used to have before, we see little retracement, retracement, but immediately got to this very point, the retracement candles started getting bigger. Now it did as if it wanted to continue to go up, but it couldn't keep up with the pace. Let me change this to 1 hour. Okay, Okay, you see that? So the candles of the retracement started getting bigger, unlike what we used to. Even though yes, at this point there was a kind of rejection. Okay, it got pinned, it got moved. That's the pin bar and all that. But immediately we got to this very point, see that the candles of the retracement started getting bigger. And then what happened next? The next thing that happened was what? The break of structure. There was this break in structure that occurred. This is it here. Okay, we could have this. We could have this. Okay, at a time this was actually where that structure, breaking structure, actually occurred, because if this thing was to continue to go up, it means that the candle or the price should be within this zone. It should be within this zone, but immediately it went below this very line. Let me change the color to probably yellow. Okay, immediately it went below this line. This signaled the change in structure. Immediately the candle crossed here, immediately price went below this yellow line. It signaled the change of everything. It signaled the change in structure. I could equally enlarge it for broader view. Okay, immediately crossed this yellow line. It signaled the change of everything, signaled the change in structure. And then initially we were having a series of what? Higher high and higher low, but immediately there was this break in structure. We started seeing what? Series of lower low. This is lower low and lower high. Okay, lower low, lower high, signaling what? Signaling the change in the market structure, signaling that market has changed. The structure of the market has changed. I'm not saying it's gonna continue to go down. Okay, I'm not saying it's gonna continue to go down, but this thing will help you to anticipate whenever you start seeing this thing in any trade you are on. Just know that something is about to happen, something is imminent. A change in market is about to occur. Okay, a change in the trend of the market is about to occur. So it will help you, so that it's not when market is about to end. Okay, when the trend is about to end, you're looking for a place to buy. You know, you don't do that. If a bullish move, a market has been moving up, and all of a sudden you discover that discover these factors we've discussed. Okay, you notice that these 4 points we shared now, you notice them, you have no reason to buy. Rather, you should be looking for positions to short. The best thing to do is not to do anything, because generally the market is in a bullish move. Okay, the market is generally bullish. So what I would do would be to just maybe look for another coin that is currently trending and hop in. Okay, instead of trying to catch a falling knife or trying to play smart. There are many coins in the market you could jump into, okay, and maximize it. Like I said, it doesn't mean that everything has ended for this coin. No, it just showed us, we just learned now that that very structure has actually ended. Okay, and then if you look at this very thing here, so some things are happening here, and this thing now is telling us that this current market move is about to come to an end. Okay, that this trend is about to come to an end. What is the trend? This downtrend we've been witnessing from this point, that it seems to come to an end. Okay, it's about to come to an end. Why do I say that? Remember the various points we just discussed, the 4 points we just discussed. If you look at it here, it seems as if it's about to play out. Yeah, it's about to play out. Look at, because why? Firstly, we saw the price breaking out of this very structure. Okay, then we are seeing a series of move. This is a big move, then there's a little correction, then there's still a correction. Okay, we are not totally out. I can't say for a certainty that everything has ended, but I'm still anticipating that from here now we should start going up. Okay, from here that the market should start finding its route upwards. The market should start looking for a way to go back to where it dropped from. Okay, but right now we are still on this channel. If eventually we get out of this channel, we go above that channel, I'm anticipating a move upwards. Okay, I'm anticipating a move upwards. Okay, we could have something like this. That's if eventually market gets out of this very channel. This is the channel it's on now. It's currently within this channel, but if market eventually gets out of this channel, I'm anticipating this very move. I don't know how long it's gonna last. It might continue to go that way. It might continue to keep doing its thing and all that and all that. I don't know how long it's gonna last, but eventually we are gonna get a move upwards. There is no two ways about it. But remember, the move is not just gonna come like that, but definitely we're gonna get a move upwards. Okay, we're gonna get a move upwards. So this is just what I want us to understand. You can also check it in other charts. You can look up other coins like Bitcoin, Ethereum and all that. These 4 points we discussed, check them out there to know if really what we shared is true. But remember, there is no casting. These things are not cast in stone. I'm not a financial advisor. What I'm just sharing with the community is what I'm learning. Okay, whatever it is I'm learning and I've tried it and I discover it's true, I come to my channel to share it, to share to as many persons as possible who love my content. Okay, so to round it off, here are the 4 points I shared again that will help you to know when the market trend is about to come to an end. Okay, firstly, we have the price approaching the higher time frame structure. Okay, price approaches the higher time frame. And then secondly, we have candles of the trading move getting smaller. And then thirdly, we have candles of the retracement getting larger. And then finally, we witness a break of structure. There will be a break in structure. The structure of the previous trend will now be broken to form another structure. There will be a break in structure of the previous trend. All right guys, I hope this video has been educating. I hope it has been insightful. And if you love my content, you love what I'm doing, kindly subscribe to my channel, give the video a thumbs up, share it to people, as many as possible, those who are still trying to find their ways, those who are still trying to understand their way in the cryptocurrency space. My mission here is to share this knowledge to anybody who really wants to learn. All right guys, and then I will see you in the next video. Till I come your way again, I remain your man, Mr. Solution.